Hey guys, how you going? Haven't been on this channel for a very long time, so I'm excited to be back. I am sorry that I've been gone for so long. For the last 2 weeks I've actually been interstate, in Perth, which is in Western Australia. And I've actually been attending a week-long conference over there on queer issues, which discussed a lot of different things, pretty much encompassing a lot of different things, from sexuality through to gender and sex identities, through to sex work, polyamorous relationships, lots and lots of different things. And one of the outcomes is that we do all get to discuss and work towards what we would like to change within our own communities. So it's really interesting that we're doing this topic this week. I just want to talk on what Nikki said about her transit system there, about how it is male and female. And I do think that that's very... I think, first of all, it's a really weird way for your state to set up their transit system. South Australia, and I don't think actually anywhere in Australia, has sex or gender based transit passes. They're just all, you just buy one and everyone buys the same one. There's just adult, concession, student, whatever else. I do think that it is very problematic when cisgendered people, that is, cisgendered means that your biological sex and your gender identity are the same. So born with masculine sex and identifies as masculine, so that's cisgendered. So for someone who is cisgendered, so whether they're male or female, that is really, really easy. But as Nikki said, for transgendered people, but also people who are ambiguous or who do not define themselves as being part of the gender binary, I think it becomes very, very problematic. And obviously, as Nikki said, it does. There are ways around that, but really that needs to come from top down. And Nikki, I really, really wish you luck with your petition. If you need help with anything that I can do over here in Adelaide, let me know. Now, what would I like to see change in the next 12 months in my community? If you asked me this about a month ago, I would have said that I'm really hoping that the same-sex parenting bill that's currently going through Parliament here gets passed. It has. It actually got passed. So South Australia, where I live, was actually the last state in Australia to recognise both, that is to say, same-sex parents on a child's birth certificate. So now if a child is born and it has same-sex parents, they're going to get that recognised on their birth certificate, which is great. It leads the way to many different things. It's really, really weird because South Australia was the first state in Australia to decriminalise homosexuality. All the other states, it was still illegal to have gay sex. But South Australia led the way and we paved that. But now, in 2011, we're actually the furthest behind, with some exceptions. So, for example, up in Queensland, it's still criminal to have gay sex if you're under 18. Other states, and that is to say, that's not everyone. So, gay sex is under 18, straight sex or vaginal sex is a different age. And so it's more about equality rather than the age being 18. All other states are equal, gay or straight. Yeah. So what do I want to see happen in the next 12 months? Well, the conference that I said before, the one that I've been attending for the last week, it's actually the largest gathering of queer students in the Southern Hemisphere. I've been lucky enough to go to the last two, and at the one that I went to this year, I actually put in a bid to host it here in Adelaide myself, or with my collective, next year, and we were successful in that, which means the conference is called Queer Collaborations. So it means that Queer Collaborations is going to be here in Adelaide in 12 months' time, or within 12 months' time. So beyond all the preparation and organising that needs to happen, I actually think that it's going to be one of the biggest opportunities that South Australian queer community has to make a difference. If we put aside the legislation and the equal marriage and all those sorts of things, and we look at just actual community engagement and educating people and what I call the fundamentals, then South Australia, and especially the three major universities here, we're posed with an extremely important opportunity, and I can't wait to see that unfold. As I said, there's going to be a huge amount of organising that needs to go into it, and I've already started, and I'm still very excited that it's happening. I'm so excited that it's happening here in Adelaide. but the outcomes that I think people here in Adelaide are going to get from the conference are phenomenal, and I can't wait to see that happen. So that's what I'm looking forward to in the next 12 months in regards to queer issues. Unfortunately, I don't hold a high hope of things like equal marriage and stuff like that. Unlike over in America, here in Australia, marriage is a federal matter, which means no matter what each of the states do, it's up to the federal government. And so we can petition our state government to go to the federal government, and we do, and there's all those sorts of things, but it's not as easy or as close as America. We have some states who have like a registrar, that is, if you're in a long-term gay relationships, or I should say queer relationship, then you can put your name down on a list. It doesn't give you any equal rights, it doesn't change anything, it just puts your name on a list. For security reasons, if you just want someone to understand that you care about them, you can go on a list. You know, I'm not going to go into whether that's good or bad or anything like that, but it's not equal rights, and again, I don't think they're anytime soon. I think it comes down to the fundamentals, again, educating people, inclusivity, all those sorts of things. And so I really do take a grassroots approach, and I can't wait for the conference in 12 months' time. Alright, I'm going to head off. I'm sorry I haven't been on the channel for a while now, guys. Hopefully I'm going to be able to contribute a lot more with the upcoming weeks. And I really, really look forward to seeing it. See you guys.